inside my head today, I felt you.
Organics are the buzzword today, although Dominique Rizzo has been pushing the cause for 7 years. Today she's going to show us a fantastic Christmas breakfast that's loaded with wickedly indulgent treats. Good morning, Dominique.
Good morning, Dominique.
Good to see you. I watch you on Ready Steady Cook all the time.
And you're fantastic.
Sorting out those blokes. Yes,
I know, it's good
much.
to see a few girls on there, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely.
As we were saying earlier, you are at the forefront of organic cooking and produce in this country. Why have you been...
Not just organic, but
I suppose healthy eating and holistic eating and all that sort of thing. While we're talking, I'm going to start cooking.
Please
sure,
do.
go you have it.
Yes, and mainly because I suppose when we started Mondo, which was about 7 years ago...
Which is your Sydney restaurant?
Which is Brisbane.
Brisbane restaurant, sorry.
Yes. One of my business partners was quite concerned, I suppose, about the plight of the food and the foods that were happening in restaurants, and I suppose genetic modification and all of that. Exactly. So we decided to come up with the concept of opening up an organic restaurant, and thus from the restaurant I've now moved on. And I've got my own business, Pure Food Cooking. So I'm doing consulting and recipe development. And really, website, which is happening. Yep. And I'm going to be careful because I don't want to take out an eye with this.
Do you want me to do that?
I'd love you to do that.
Is there any reason why we're using...
Asti. Well, Asti we're using a bit of Asti because Christmassy, because we're coming up to Christmas, and this is a lovely recipe for Christmas. And Asti is a great one to have for breakfast. It's not too dry. It's a little bit sweet, and it's really great for cooking.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a splash in here, Dave. As soon as you get it open. Now, Kim, while we're standing, I'm going to get you to put together the little hot cakes. So we're using some ricotta. So into there we've got the flour and the baking powder.
Yes.
Okay.
What sort of flour?
Obviously
just plain
organic,
flour,
but organic plain flour and a little bit of baking powder. Okay. I've got some milk here with a little bit of vinegar. So we've soured the milk, and what that does is it lightens it and gives it a little bit of...
Hey!
Good shot. Good shot. It just lightens it, and we'll just keep the little hot cakes quite light. So I want you to start whisking the egg and the vinegar. Into that we've got a little bit of melted butter.
Are we actually drinking this stuff, or is it going...
We're going to have a little sample. I don't mind a little glass of Ricodon every now and then with the girls.
I can tell you. I can see that in
every
you.
now and then.
And mixing.
Okay, so yes, now folding it in because we don't want to mix too much or else it overworks the flour. And we're going to throw a splash in here as well. Okay, so you can start mixing in.
All right. Ooh.
And what the Ricodon does as well is it just lightens it.
For you?
Oh, that's for mine.
Adds a few extra bubbles. Oh,
yeah, adds a few extra bubbles.
I usually
I'm just going to put a little splash in here too. And this is for our syrup.
Yeah. Yeehaw.
Now, do we have to smooth out all of the lumps and the...
Well, preferably. You don't want sort of chunks of flour in there, so try and get it as smooth as possible.
I'll have to be a little bit...
I've got the pan ready.
Aggressive.
Oh, yeah, that's...
taste.
Cheers.
Now, what it is good for, though, okay, so it might be a little sweet for the palate.
Getting you going.
Hang on. Great for desserts, and also really good if you've got a bit of a cocktail, a punch, like a cocktail punch.
You've got a punch, all right.
A cocktail punch, you can use a little bit of Asti, a bottle of gin. The fruit. I often have some of this with soda water and a little bit of gin for my Christmas drink.
Oh, lash out.
Do you drive much?
I don't drink much, actually, to be honest. I'm not a big drinker.
Well, you
how are we going?
With the hours that you work. Is that all right? I haven't quite just...
Yeah, no, that's great. So we're going to throw in the ricotta. Now, this is a smooth ricotta, but you can... sometimes you can get the firmer ricotta, and the firmer ricotta is quite good because then it gives you sort of chunks. So just fold that through. Perfect. And then we're going to pop in here.
Can I get back to the organics for a second? People often think that organics are going to cost them two things. They're going to cost them a lot more, and they're going to be hard to source. Is that still true?
I think in regards to the cost of organics is the true cost of food. And I think that's what people have to understand. And I always say to people,
that's actually an interesting point you make.
It is the true cost of food. And I actually say, what price do you put on the health of your children, the health of ourselves? I mean, that's the way I look at it. And I would rather miss out on buying... I saw that.
Well, yeah.
I would rather miss out on buying an extra, I don't know, going to the movies or something else to, I suppose, give myself the best possible nutrition and the best possible food that my body needs.
Yeah.
And I think it really shows. It shows, and what you put into your body definitely shows.
Yeah.
I mean, you look sensational.
Thank you.
What about me?
Well, you look great too.
Oh, we've got poison everywhere in our house.
Okay. Now, David, you can flip these.
Flip them?
Yeah, come on. Pop up and come and give us a little bit of assistance.
Oh, have you got a flipper or is...
4 or 5. Yes, we've got a little flipper.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to toss them in the air.
They're quite thick.
Yes, well, that's with the ricotta. They have got a little bit of thickness to them, so they're not like a pancake as such and flat. And I think having them a little bit smaller, you can stack them a little bit higher, and they look really good as well.
At what point
Excellent.
are you just keeping them that shape, kind of thing?
Yes, we're keeping them
Do
that
the
shape.
little bubbles
Yes,
come?
the little
Oh,
bubbles
right.
will start to come, and once they come up, then they're ready to turn.
Right.
All right.
So
Now-
we're pretty much just about done.
Now,
I
is
heard
the
you-
idea with this to just reduce the liquid a
Yeah, to
little?
reduce them and caramelise the cherries a little. I mean, that looks sensational. I heard you love cherries.
I love cherries.
Wow,
I think after mangoes, cherries.
Are your favourite?
Yeah.
And with around Christmas time, we've all got cherries in the house.
To me, cherries mean Christmas.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I think too. You can wear them as earrings too, Dave. Do you want to put one of these on?
Terrific.
I do love a cherry earring.
You can come anytime.
Christmas spirits. You've got the Asti, you've got the cherries. Okay, we could probably try one.
They're not bubbling.
And turn it over.
You think I should try one?
Yeah, give one a go.
Okay.
Let's have a look. Yeah,
That's
that's
very
very
good.
lovely. Okay,
Oh,
maybe not.
no.
A little bit more.
Not
Just
quite
turn that
cooked
heat
enough.
up a little bit more.
Have you ever done this before?
Many times.
I'm into this
Usually in a
induction.
shorter time frame. You're used to it.
Well, I was just saying I'm into it. I love this whole idea that you can take it off and it's not hot when you put your... I think it's incredible.
Really great for safety and really quick cooking. But I've popped that up a little bit higher, so it should start to happen now. You know how men love to move the pans,
Always,
don't they?
always.
It's very hard with induction because as soon as you take it off, it drops the heat. So when I'm cooking, if I'm doing demos on induction particularly, and I've got a couple of fellows up helping me, I normally say to them, can you just leave the pan?
Yes.
Leave the pan.
What is
Because
that
they
about
love,
them?
Oh, you
Because
love
I'm shaking it.
They love moving it and then turning the steaks on the barbecue and
yes.
shifting stuff around.
A little better, but I've made a mess.
Yes.
Fortunately, here's some that we've prepared earlier.
Terrific.
Fortunately, we've made
Some that are edible.
Oh, you see that? Right, okay.
We've got some down here, but we wanted to show how they turn out.
Now,
That's
does
okay.
the ricotta make them more moist or what is it? Marvellous.
Okay.
Yes.
Ricotta makes them, well, it gives them a little bit creamy flavour, a little bit of extra,
Lovely.
I suppose a little bit of extra oomph into them, a little bit more size.
Now, my gran
Forget
always
about
used to
this.
say that when you were making
look, they're looking good
pancakes,
now. Yes.
you should use buttermilk. But is that what you're doing by popping a little bit of vinegar in?
Yes, yes. So the sour milk, my mum always uses sour milk, and that's how I learnt how to make them. And often now if she's got a little bit of milk that's turned in the fridge, she'll use it in cooking, and particularly the buttermilk, like it does.
Gee, I must go around the airplane for dinner.
She'll be loving this. It does. It gives them a little bit more rise, and it keeps them nice and light.
Really?
So now they've turned out quite nicely after all of that.
You've turned it off,
And
remember?
I've turned it off, yes.
All right.
But we're fine
How about
now.
we plate these up
Yeah.
and...
All right, beautiful. And usually when you're cooking, it's the first three or four don't work, so you've got to sort of get rid of them. So what
Eat
we'll
them
do is
along
we'll
the
just
way.
Eat them along the way, yeah.
You can
So
stack
you want a
them.
nice little stack, yeah. Americans call these sort of silver dollars because they're quite smaller. You can make them larger if you want the big sort of pancake look.
What's a flapjack?
A flapjack, isn't it? Flapjack is, I think that's sort of like a
pancake,
pancake as
yeah.
well, yeah. Okay, and then we're going with the sauce. So this is the part that we love.
And you would serve all of that to one person?
Oh, well, this is being quite liberal. This is being generous because we're all going to have a taste.
Kidding.
But I'd probably go say 3 or 4, yeah. I mean, you're looking at that. I mean, that's equal. I'd say that'd be equal to about 2 or 3 big pancakes, which is the normal size that you'd get in a restaurant or that you'd have for breakfast.
Kidding me?
How good does that look? All right, and a bit of...
All right, and we've got some ice cream. There's ice cream or double
Yes.
cream?
Oh, whatever.
Got ice
I'll
cream?
have all of it.
What's
Have
that
the
ice
whole
cream?
lot. This one's a vanilla, French vanilla. So we'll just pop that on top. Okay, and then we'll go on with a little bit of icing sugar, because this is always the piece de resistance when we're doing ready, steady, cook.
I'll
Put that on in. Here we go.
plate dressing.
A little bit
Wow.
of plate dressing, and everyone goes, oh, okay.
Oh, well, there you go.
Good night,
You see? That's the
Did
way.
we get that shot? Did we get that shot of when it looked really...
Yeah,
Stack
let's
it up,
make
knock it
another
down.
one.
Okay.
All right, have a taste, and some ice cream and a little bit of cherries. And if you find that if you're having a big day of eating on Christmas Day, you can make crepes instead and fill them with the ricotta mixed with a little bit of honey and pour the cherries on top, so it's not so big.
They're really good.
They're
Will you
lovely.
come back again? That's
I'd love to
delicious.
come
It's a
back
lot
again.
lighter than I would have thought.
Yes. See the asti.
It's the acid.
Good for cooking.
We've knocked the asti
Very good
wicket
to
on it.
drink.
There you go. Dominic, thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much. It's a pleasure.
Lovely.
Now, if you would like Dominic's recipe for ricotta hotcakes with sweet sticky bits for Christmas, sticky bits I should say, you can download everything you need from our website. Thank you again.
Yeah, thank you.
And we'll be back after this.